Hello and welcome to Unews. I'm Carolina Sarassa. Happy Monday, feliz lunes, and thank you for being with us. We begin today with President Trump's visit to New York to attend the UN Assembly. The recent attack on two Saudi oil facilities will be a topic of conversation, but the question today is if Trump will meet Iran's president as part of the events planned for the week. And Hernández has more.
Iranian President Hassan Rouhani will address the UN on Wednesday, where he is expected to introduce a new peace plan for the Persian Gulf region. Caro, now back to you.
Thank you, Andrea, for that report. Meanwhile, Venezuela's opposition leader, Juan Guaidó, says he will send a delegation to the UN. Meanwhile, the presidency of Donald Trump in growing jeopardy. The president admitted he did in fact speak to the president of Ukraine, a conversation in which he allegedly put pressure on that leader to reveal secrets about Hunter Biden, the son of Joe Biden. But the question remains, will Democrats begin an impeachment process? Lorraine Cáceres has more from Washington.
Well, Carolina, that's the big question today, and I'll have to say that there's a lot of Democrats who were on the fence on impeachment that are now saying they are considering starting the proceedings. And just as a little bit of background for our audience to understand what exactly is going on with Joe Biden and his son Hunter Biden. Back in 2014, when Biden was vice president, he was working on relations with the Ukraine government with his son was hired, receiving money from a private company. At the moment, the administration said that, Obama administration said that there wasn't a problem, there wasn't a conflict of interest at that moment because Hunter was a private citizen, but this whole topic is now coming up again with this whistleblower's report. And on that letter that Nancy Pelosi sent to members of Congress, she's basically urging Republicans to stand on the side of the law, stand on the side of the Constitution, and pressure the administration to turn in that complaint to Congress. She's giving the administration until Thursday when the acting director of national intelligence, Joseph McGuire, is testifying in Congress in an open hearing about this whole issue to see what happens next. Carolina, that's all the information we have for now. I'll toss it back to you.
Thank you, Lorraine, for that live report. And this scandal has created even more pressure on Democrats to start impeachment procedures, but many are asking about the challenges ahead. Filiberto Auguste is an attorney based in Washington, D.C. He joins us by phone to help us understand more on this complicated issue. Thank you for your time. And now to a shakeup in the race for 2020. A new poll is showing there might be a new Democratic frontrunner. For the first time, Elizabeth Warren could be pulling ahead of Joe Biden. Rafael Rodriguez has more details. And speaking of Elizabeth Warren, on Sunday, the Massachusetts senator met with United Auto Worker Union members who were striking against GM in Detroit. Warren, up next, we have details on the new ways, and we'll come back to Unews. The highest frequency of mass shootings in the U.S. is leaving more people trying to defend themselves. Now, many companies are even offering that type of training. Peggy Carranza had the details from New York City.
The trainings could be gaining momentum. Some analysts say that certain recommendations, like for example fleeing, could be very high risk. In New York City, Peggy Carranza, Unews.
Thank you, Peggy, for that report. Now, Chuck Schumer is speaking out about the Trump administration's new plan to crack down on flavored e-cigarettes. He says the plan has too many loopholes and will not do enough to keep kids from getting hooked. Police in St. Paul, Minnesota, plan to release video of a deadly shooting involving one of its officers 1 week ago. Over the weekend, neighbors protested the shooting and held a vigil in honor of the man who died at the hands of police. Carolina Rosario reports. And now to California, where Los Angeles County authorities are concerned by the increase of bootleg medication smuggled across the border. That medicine is sold to mostly Hispanic immigrants at parks, beauty salons, and stands outside grocery stores. Just last month, authorities confiscated 100,000 foreign-made pills, compounds, and injectable medicines they say could have caused serious harm or even death. Tagni Noriega explains why people are risking their health with these products. coming up, tragedy strikes. Welcome back to Unews. The FBI has arrested a U.S. soldier who allegedly discussed plans to bomb a major American news network, planned to travel through Ukraine, and allegedly distributed information online on how to build bombs. He also are facing criminal charges after video of an assault at a gas station went viral on social media. Now, as Ricardo Arambari reports, several in the community are demanding that gas station to be shut down. A Texas community shaken after a boy was found dead in San Antonio. According to police in Florida, where the friends and family of a high school football player are praying for a miracle after the teenager collapsed during a game. Jorge Hernandez has more details. And coming up, after a huge cocaine. Welcome back to Unews. Despite the humanitarian crisis in Venezuela, climate change is still a concern amongst young people. One university project has been pushing to clean the country's beaches as part of a more comprehensive solution. Carlos Pinilla has more details. Meanwhile, Colombian President Iván Duque called for international sanctions targeting Venezuela to help stop. The end is near for one of the most dangerous prisons in Latin America. The Topo Chico prison in Monterrey, Mexico is closing. Inmates of the notorious prison explain what it's like to be inside. Diana Ponte has more. And coming up next, remembering a star chef, Triple E virus has lawmakers and health officials worried. The first person in Connecticut who tested positive for that disease has now died. As Michelle Jurado reports, it is the first Triple E death in the past 5 years in that state. Celebrity chef Carl coming up today. The next will take you to a huge party in Mexico City. Welcome back to Unews. This weekend, the world celebrated Batman. He turned 80 years old. Cities around the world, like Mexico City, celebrating the superhero special day. Valeria Leon has more.
Created celebration comic stores around the globe are selling books like this one, which contain the very first Batman story and some of the most iconic comics. In Mexico City, Valeria Leon, Unews.
Romeo Santos made history this weekend, becoming the first Hispanic artist to headline MetLife Stadium in New Jersey. His man is a great story. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you for watching. Hasta mañana.